Honey, give me strength.
Are you joking? Wow, go grandma. This is what I'm talking about. This is such an incredible representation of breaking generational trauma because it shows both the beauty and the frustration of it. So on one hand, this moment restores my faith in humanity, quite frankly, because when push comes to shove, love wins. At the end of the day, despite all the control, the fear, and the emotional repression, when May is desperately trying to help her mother, her grandmother finally sees the truth. She sees that May isn't defying Ming, she's saving her. And that's what breaks the cycle, if you ask me. The grandmother makes a different choice. She breaks her own bracelet, reclaims her panda, and for the first time in who knows how long, this family isn't running from their emotions, they're embracing them. But here's the frustrating part. Why did it have to get this far? This is the reality of so many family dynamics. It often takes a crisis, an explosion, a moment of absolute breaking for people to finally open their eyes. That's the tragedy of generational trauma. Change doesn't usually happen through calm, rational conversations, unfortunately. It happens when the damage is so undeniable that it finally breaks the illusion of control. But it doesn't have to be this way. You don't have to wait until things fall apart to start changing. You don't have to hit rock bottom to start healing. That's my biggest plea to anyone watching this, actually. Don't wait for an explosion. This movie shows us the hard way to break a cycle, but there's another way, one that doesn't require generations of suffering before something shifts. Listening instead of controlling, asking instead of assuming, accepting instead of repressing. These small shifts can prevent the need for an all-out war just to be seen. Because yes, this ending is cathartic, and yes, it's moving, but real healing doesn't have to be this dramatic. If you're willing to listen before things get bad, we don't have to fight it this hard just to be free. But let's talk about the redemption present in the scene because it's equally important. For so long, Ming's mother, Wu, has been the enforcer of this generational trauma. She controlled, she pressured, she judged. But as soon as she sees Mei fighting for her mother, she doesn't hesitate. She instantly breaks her own bracelet, something that up until now was honestly unthinkable? I didn't really see it coming, honestly, but that tells me one thing. She was waiting for this moment. Hear me out. Older generations often don't know how to verbalize regret. They might know they have made mistakes, but they don't have the tools to say it outright. Maybe they were raised in an environment where admitting fault was a sign of weakness. Maybe their identity is so wrapped up in their role as the authority figure that stepping down even a little feels like a loss of self. So instead, they stay silent, they stay cold. But silence doesn't mean they don't feel guilt. They just don't know how to say it. And this moment is a perfect representation of just that. Instead of apologizing with words, Ming's mother acts. She breaks her bracelet, transforms, and